Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. And some more cards using Simon Says Stamps' newest products from their February 2026 release. I'll have a link to the release in the description box below, as well as links to everything I used. I went super cutesy, did some really simple watercoloring with Distress Oxide inks. And yeah, I had fun with these. So everything I used will be listed and linked in the description box below. My links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links and end up placing an order, I do get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you. That is what helps keep the lights on, keeps my heaters running, enables me to keep bringing out content. And yeah, let's get into making these cards. So I pulled out this little Hoppy spring stamp set. I can't get over the cuteness, and for whatever reason, this one reminds me of my little Labubu's, which, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. But I have a few of the rainbow colored ones, and they sit behind me on the shelf, and that's what this little stamp reminded me of. Except this is cuter because if you're familiar with Labubu's, they have pretty kind of creepy looking faces. They're odd looking. And don't ask me why. I love it. But these little guys are just cute. Just pure cuteness. So I took a piece of distressed watercolor paper and I'm stamping it repeatedly with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink and then coating it with clear embossing powder and melting it. Now, you don't have to heat emboss. I talk about this a lot. I prefer heat embossing my images before I watercolor for multiple reasons. Main one being the raised edges are like little bumper pads that keep everything a little more contained because I'm heavy-handed, I'm a hot mess. I need all the assistance I can get. Second reason is I'm planning on using Distress Oxides to watercolor with, and Distress Oxides have pigments in them, and that sometimes can obscure a bit over stamp lines because it'll just kind of look a little cloudy, look a little weird. And yeah, so I heat emboss because then again, keeps everything contained, keeps them pigments, where they belong. Plus, especially with smaller images, I don't have to be so careful. I can just paint an area, move on to the next, not have to worry about it because bumper pads, this is what I'm here for. So I stamped this multiple times and I was like, ooh, I can fit 6 on here. I originally was only going to make 1 card. I ended up making 3 because not only did I do this panel, I did a second panel. I was having so much fun. Painting these, and they're cute little outfits and all the colors, and this was good. So I used my Distress Oxide minis. Regular Distress Oxides work too. It doesn't matter. The minis are just a convenience thing. And for their bodies, aka like their faces and their little hands, because I picture them as they're in little outfits. It's just, you gotta make a story for them. So they're all in little outfits. So for their little faces and hands, I combined tea dye and vintage photo oxide inks, and I am using this will be a Zen Royal and Langnickel Zen size 4 watercolor brush. This is just a cheap brush. And normally I use my little Tim Holtz like water brush, but I was having a day. I was in a mood, and while I love my little water brush, sometimes it just drives me to distraction, and that's the kind of mood I was in, and I was like, nope. So I just used a watercolor brush. Anyway, enough about that. For the insides of their ears and their little feet, I mixed spun sugar and kitsch flamingo and painted all that. And then for each of their outfits, they each got a different color. So kitsch flamingo for that first one. And then I've moved on to saltwater taffy. And all I would do was I would dip my brush in water, and then I would paint the area, which is clean water, and then pick up that Distress Oxide ink and paint with it. And if you have never watercolored, ever, and you would like to, but it intimidates you, because I get it, trust me, y'all, years of practice. But when I started watercoloring, oxide inks didn't even exist. I wish they did. Man, it would have made my life so much easier. I highly recommend trying it out. Just experiment. You don't even have to paint little critters or flowers or anything. Just play on some plain watercolor paper, you know? Oxide inks are so, as Tim Holtz calls them, like they're creamy, dreamy. They really are. And they react with water and like move with water so nicely. And you don't need like tons of skill and practice, in my opinion. They paint so nicely. And I love it. Every time I pull up my oxides and start playing with them, it's like, oh yes, I love these inks. I love them so much. Anyway, Kitsch Flamingo, Saltwater Taffy, Squeeze Lemonade, Salvage Patina, Tumble Glass, and then my last one was Shaded Lilac. And oh, this little purple guy, I love him. I love him so much. I want to squeeze them. He's just so fluffy. Anyway, after I had colored these, like I said, I did a whole second panel. Die cut them with a coordinating wafer die. I also die cut Simon's Sea Glass cardstock. And I used the largest of the nested stitched rectangles wafer dies, because that one will cut an A2 panel with that stitch line around the perimeter, which I don't know why, but I love stitching details. I just, it's so simple, because like just die cut it and it's done. So it's got that little stitch line. And then I pop my little characters up with some Big Mama foam tape to give them a bit of dimension. And then, of course, I'm going to add splatter. I thought about keeping these more clean and simple, but I also didn't want to deal with the emails from some of y'all that, watch me pretty hardcore and would be very worried and thinking I was like abducted or something. I'm fine. Everything's good. I added splatter. So I used some Positively Perfect white splatter, stirred it up real well, and then used my fan brush and added a good healthy dose to all of these cards. And I did think about also adding a bit of black splatter to these. Didn't do it, but it's coming back. It'll be either in the video before or after this, depending on how I can get things uploaded and whether or not the tech gremlins decide to just completely ruin my day. But anyway, I kept it the white splatter. I set those panels aside to dry. My card bases are top folding A2 white note cards, so 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And while that splatter was drying, on the insides of the cards, I stamped my little character with the Salvage Patina Distress Oxide ink. So went through, stamped them on the inside, and then I took the little hugs sentiment from the set, lined that up, and stamped that with that VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. So got him lined up, made sure he fit right in there, and then stamped that with the black ink, and then repeated onto the insides of the other 2 cards. And then I adhered the card fronts to all of the card bases with liquid glue, and those card fronts completely cover the card base. And when I was die cutting, or before I die cut all my little characters, I had white heat embossed a sentiment from the set multiple times onto black cardstock, and then die cut it with coordinating wafer die. Because while I was die cutting all those little critters, doing all the multiple passes, I was also die cutting my sentiments as well as scraps of black cardstock with the coordinating wafer die for the sentiment, so I could stack all that together, build up that dimension, and then adhering that to my card fronts, just like so. And then my final little bit of embellishment for these, I used the Falling Hearts wafer die plate. Pretty sure I said this in the previous video using it. I will be using this one a lot specifically for stuff like this, because then I can just die cut scraps of cardstock, and I got all these little hearts, and there's multiple sizes, which I love. I love. It has like 4 sizes, I think. I thought it had 3, but I'm pretty sure it's 4. 1, 2. Yeah, there's like 4 sizes of hearts. It's perfect. I love it. No notes. So I die cut some, I think it was cotton candy cardstock. Yes, cotton candy cardstock. And then use those as my little embellishments. And left it at that. I did think about adding like glitter, everything. Y'all know, like everything but the kitchen sink. But decided to keep them just kind of cute. Cute and a little simple. But I still snuck a little splatter in there, because you just can't go wrong. These little guys are beyond adorable, and they just make me happy. So once everything was adhered, let the glue dry, these cards were complete. So I'll have links to all the things in the description box below. I appreciate all of you hanging out with me, watching my videos, thumbs upping and commenting. It helps a ton. And yeah, I'm going to see you all very soon in the next video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!